The Sentinels of Power. 5 statues that changed how people see the world. Thousands of years, humanity has shaped stone, bronze, and concrete into meaning. Statues were never built simply to decorate space. They were created to declare belief, freeze power in form, and send messages across generations. These monuments became more than art. They became witnesses to history, silent sentinels that do not argue or persuade, yet profoundly shape how societies remember, believe, and define themselves. This documentary explores statues that did more than capture moments in time. They changed how millions see themselves, their nations, and their place in the human story. Christ the Redeemer, when a city found its soul. Designed by Brazilian engineer Heitor da Silva Costa and sculpted by Paul Landowski, Christ the Redeemer was built with arms outstretched, not in judgment, but in embrace. Its Art Deco style was deliberate, modern, clean, universal. The statue was positioned atop Mount Corcovado, so it could be seen from almost anywhere in Rio. 710 feet above Rio de Janeiro, on the peak of Corcovado Mountain, Christ spreads his arms in an embrace that measures 92 feet across. He is both blessing and invitation, judgment and mercy, frozen in perpetual welcome. The idea for Christ the Redeemer emerged in the 1850s, when a Catholic priest suggested placing a Christian monument on Corcovado. The statue was inaugurated on October 12, 1931. The symbolism was clear. This was a modern miracle. In 2007, Christ the Redeemer was named one of the new 7 wonders of the world, chosen by over 100 million votes. But his true power isn't in accolades. It's in the way he's reshaped Rio's identity. The city had natural beauty, but Christ gave it a soul, a focal point where the sacred and secular meet 700 feet above the sea. The Great Sphinx of Giza, the ancient riddle. Carved directly from limestone bedrock, the Sphinx combines the body of a lion with the head of a pharaoh, likely Khafra, who reigned around 2500 BCE. The Sphinx is 240 feet long, 66 feet high. For most of its existence, the Sphinx was buried up to its neck in sand. It was excavated multiple times, by Thutmose IV around 1400 BCE, by Roman emperors, and finally completely uncovered in 1936. Each civilization that found it ascribed new meanings to its presence. The Sphinx has influenced art, literature, and philosophy for millennia. The Greeks named it after their mythological creature that posed riddles to travelers. Napoleon's scholars measured and drew it, helping spark Egyptomania in Europe. What makes the Sphinx powerful in the modern era is what it represents about human ambition and impermanence. Ancient Egyptians believed their civilization would last forever, and it did last 3,000 years. But even they vanished. The Sphinx survives as a reminder that art can outlive empires. Today, millions visit annually, seeking connection with humanity's deepest past. The Statue of Liberty, the immigrant's first American. Designed by Frederick Auguste Bartholdi with an internal framework by Gustave Eiffel, the statue blends classical Roman imagery with modern ideals. Her official name is Liberty Enlightening the World. But to the 12 million immigrants who passed through Ellis Island between 1892 and 1954, she was simply the most beautiful thing they had ever seen. French sculptor Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi conceived liberty in 1865, inspired by abolitionism and the Union victory in the American Civil War. He envisioned a woman breaking the chains of slavery, striding forward with freedom's torch held high. The broken shackles at her feet are rarely noticed, but they reveal liberty's original meaning. She wasn't just about immigration, she was about emancipation. Liberty's power lies in her evolution. She began as a symbol of Franco-American friendship and abolition. She became the patron saint of immigration. During World War II, she represented resistance against tyranny. In the civil rights era, activists pointed out the irony of liberty overlooking a nation still denying freedom to millions. The Spring Temple Buddha, serenity at superhuman scale, stands 502 feet tall, including its lotus throne and pedestal. From 2002 until 2018, it was the tallest statue in the world. But its power has never been about competition. It's about the paradox of expressing tranquility at a scale that defies human comprehension. On March 12, 2001, the Taliban dynamited the Bamiyan Buddhas, ancient statues carved into cliff faces in central Afghanistan. The international community watched helplessly as two 6th-century masterpieces were obliterated. China's response was to build something so massive it could never be erased. Construction began in 1997, but accelerated after the Bamiyan destruction. The project took 11 years and cost $55 million. Over 3,000 tons of copper were shaped into plates and attached to a steel framework surrounding a concrete core. Moai statues of Easter Island. Easter Island, Rapa Nui, is one of the most remote inhabited places on Earth, located in the southeastern Pacific Ocean, over 2,000 miles from the nearest continent, South America, and 1,200 miles from the nearest inhabited island, Pitcairn. This isolation profoundly shaped the culture that created the Moai. The island is a 63-square-mile volcanic triangle, formed by 3 extinct volcanoes. Its remoteness meant that once the Polynesian settlers arrived, they developed their culture in near-complete isolation for centuries. Approximately 900 Moai have been documented across the island. 13 feet, 4 meters, primarily carved from compressed volcanic ash, tuff from Rano Raraku quarry, stylized human figures with oversized heads, representing the importance of chiefly mana or spiritual power. The Moai were not gods, but rather representations of deified ancestors, Aringa Ora, living faces. They served multiple purposes. Spiritual guardians protected the living community. Mana conduits channeled spiritual power from ancestors to descendants, demonstrating clans' wealth, power, and devotion. These statues do not move. They do not speak. Yet they have shaped nations, challenged power, comforted the broken, and reminded humanity who it believes itself to be. Long after empires fall, stone remains, and in silence, it continues to speak.